Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and I'm the Carpe Diem Stitcher, so called because I've got so much to make but so little time to do it. So this is my channel where I talk about what I'm sewing and also sometimes what I'm knitting and crocheting. So those of you who already follow me will know that this is not my normal background. I'm actually on holiday. I'm on a cruise ship and I am sitting in our cabin on the cruise ship. We're currently docked at Copenhagen and we're setting sail to go to Kristiansund in Norway in about probably 2.5 hours time. So I thought I'd try and make a quick video, which I'm hoping to get up as a Friday sews this week. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. I've got every light in the cabin switched on. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like because I'm filming on my iPad and not my phone, because I have got internet but the connection isn't great, so I wanted to minimise the amount of transfer between bits of equipment that I have to do. So fingers crossed this will work. If I end up doing a fabric haul at home, then you'll know it didn't, but you won't because you won't see this, but you know what I mean. So what have I been up to? So I've been on the ship almost 2 weeks. We get back to the UK on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So we've been effectively round the Baltic, and of course I haven't been able to do any sewing. Didn't bring my sewing machine with me because I think my husband probably wouldn't have been too impressed. Did bring my knitting, and I've done some of that and I'll give you an update on that when I get home. But we last week went to Helsinki in Finland, and we also went to Tallinn in Estonia, and I might have bought some stuff, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you. So this is what I bought. So I'll show you the fabric first, so there'll be a bit of a gap while I just whip some yarn out first, which I'll show you at the end. And I'll come back to you and I'll show you the fabric. So I've got everything out of the bag, and all the fabrics that I'm going to show you came from Helsinki. And I'd done a bit of research before I left the ship, and I'd found a really useful blog by someone else who'd gone fabric shopping in Helsinki, and I'll leave the link to that down below because it was really helpful and really clear. And certainly the 2 fabric shops that I went to, which I'll link down below with the material, were still there. So that was great. So I went off and found the first of the fabric shops, and I thought it had actually closed down because it all looked to be shuttered up, but more of that in a minute. So off I went and I found the second of the fabric shops that she'd listed, and that was about 10 minutes walk away, and that was open. It was a little tiny shop, and really nice lady in, and I had a bit of a chat with her and she left me to it to wander around and have a look. And I found this jersey, which I thought was really, really pretty with these lovely flowers on it. And I know I could have maybe got similar in the UK, but I'd not seen this actual one before. I saw some lovely viscoses, but they weren't that different from what I've seen in the UK, and I decided I wanted to try and get things that I'd not seen. That was my initial rule. I think I probably broke it a bit, but anyway. So that's the fabric, and as you can see, it's a jersey. It's not massively stretchy. It's maybe about 10%, something like that. So I'm probably going to try to make something fairly drapey with it. And I think I've got about 1.65 meters of it, because it was the end of the bolt, and it was quite expensive. It was something like the equivalent of about €30 a meter. But or it might have been £30 a metre. I'll put the amount down below. But I got a bit of a discount off it, So that was useful. She gave me a little bit of a discount because it was the bolt end. So that was nice. So yeah, so that's the first one I got, and you can see it's the usual thing with me. It's the purples and the pinks, but I really like the grey background. And I've got some new trainers which have got flowers on, which I'm actually wearing at the minute, and I thought it might go quite nicely with those as well. So that was the first one I got. So I'll pop this on the bed and try not to drop it in my tea. I've got a cup of tea, which is resting precariously on a piece of paper on a chair. I've no idea what the sound is going to be like on this video because I'm further away than I normally am when I film. So then met back up with my husband, who'd gone off to see a chiropractor, and we went back, happened to walk down the road where the first fabric shop was, and then I discovered that actually that shop was not a shop on its own, and it wasn't where it was all shuttered up. It was a little bit further down, it was a couple of doors further down, and it was actually the second floor of a bigger store. So went in there, and it was massive, and they had every kind of fabric that you could imagine. They had curtain material and I think upholstery material, and they had lacy material and sheer material and cottons and all sorts of things. And then at the back they had these massive remnant bins, which I'd read about on the blog, and so I went and had a rummage in those, and it was a really different way to me of selling fabric, because what they did, they had some scales, and you basically had each remnant bin had different prices on, and they were selling the fabric so many euro per kilogram, and so that's what you did. So I got this fabric, and I've got loads of it, loads and loads of it, probably about 3 meters, maybe even more. It's another jersey. This is the one where I say I might have broken my rule about not getting things that I couldn't get in the UK or similar. But I've seen other people showing fabrics that are similar to this, maybe a bit reddier. This is kind of like a reddish pink. It's coming up maybe slightly lighter on camera with these lovely black flowers on it. And I've got my husband and I kind of held it up between us, and we reckon I've got at least 3 meters, if not 4. So definitely enough to do a dress, probably a top. Bit stretchier than the other one, but I really like it. I might have got the print upside down, I'm not sure if that's directional or not, but I just really liked it. And this was €29 a kilogram, and I ended up with just under a kilogram, so I think it was €27 something. So it worked out anyway, about £9 a metre, we think, if I've got 3 metres. So I thought that was really nice. So that was that one. And so off we then went and got a drink, which is what we were actually looking for. We were looking for a coffee bar at the time that we went back and noticed where the fabric shop actually was, as opposed to where I thought it was. So that was that. And then we were on our way back to the cruise ship and walking along, and I suddenly saw this sign, and it said something about sewing supplies, and it was like a billboard outside, like a little covered arcade. And I kind of went, oh look, there's a sewing shop. This one wasn't on the blog, at least I don't think it was. I wasn't looking for it. I promise I wasn't looking for it. I hadn't dragged my husband down the road knowing full well there was a fabric shop down there. Didn't know it was there. So I thought, oh well, I can look in the window, but I've got 2 pieces of fabric, so I'm not going to get any more. And then I went and looked through the window, and they had some fabric with Finnish writing on it. Now, I really like fabric with writing on it at the best of times. I've always liked t-shirts with kind of logos or slogans. I'd love a cricket machine. Don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but I really like things with slogans and things on. And they had this fabric, and the one I saw from the outside was white, I think, or cream. And I said to my husband, they've got fabric with finished writing on. And he said, well, go and have a look then. And I said, no, because if I go in, I'll end up buying it. And he said, go and have a look. So, enabled by my husband, I went in. And yes, they had it in white, but they also had it in this, apologies for the rustling because it's still wrapped up, this beautiful teal. And the writing on it is kind of pink. So it's yet another jersey. And I put Google Translate on it, and it's some kind of poems about flowers and stone vases. So it's nothing rude or anything I shouldn't be showing on YouTube. And I just thought it was gorgeous. So I think I've got 2 meters of this. And again, I just think it's lovely. It'll make a really nice top. Not again hugely stretchy, so again probably something fairly drapey, but with 2 meters, I think I've got enough scope to do something really nice with that. What was also interesting was that they had a lot of floral fabrics as well, and you could see that everything was tonally matched. So if I'd wanted, I could have got some flowered fabric that would have actually gone with this. I mean, I'm quite happy to have this just as a garment in itself, but it was interesting that you could do that. And I'll put the details of the shop down below. They are online, but apparently they don't sell this online because the company that makes this sells it itself online. So I've got the details of this in the selvage, so I'll pop the details of that down below as well. But that was my fabric haul from Finland, so I was very happy with that. So they were my fabrics, and so that was it. I thought, right, fine, that's it, no more fabric. And then 2 days later, might have been a bit longer, get lost with the ports, we went to Tallinn in Estonia, and I didn't buy any fabric. And I didn't set out with the intention of buying anything really. Then we found a walking tour, a self-guided walking tour of Tallinn online. So I'd got that open on my phone. And we weren't docked too far from the centre, so we walked into the centre. And there's these big ruined city gates. And we were near those. I think they're called the Viru Gates, so I'll put a note of it down below. And we turned up one of the side streets to go up an alley that was on the walk called something like St Catherine's Passage, I think the alley was. But just before we got to that, I happened to look inside one of the shops and they had yarn. And we didn't go in at the time, we carried on, did our walking tour, but then when we decided to go back to the ship, I said to my husband, would you mind terribly if we just went and had a quick look at the yarn? Because I was wanting some yarn to make a crocheted sweater, because you'll remember I finished one just before I went away. I finished the my favourite sweater by Katie and the Squid, and I've bought another pattern, and I'll pop the details of it on here because I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I wanted some yarn for that, and I was looking for double knitting thickness, and I found this, and I think it is actually, it's sockweight. It's I think it's probably, yes, it's German, it's Schachenmeier, which seems to be stocked in Germany and North America, and it's actually sockweight. It's called something like Regia, R-E-G-I-A, the sock wool, and it is 70% wool and 25% polyamide and 5% viscose. So it's a 6-ply tweed. You can see it's just, hopefully that will focus. So it is very slightly tweedy, and I have crocheted a tension square, and it is slightly thinner, I think, than double knit, so I'm going to go up a hook and hope that actually that also shows the pattern up a bit better. So I might manage to make a start on that before I come back on Friday. So I got 600 grams, I think, of that. These are 150 gram balls, so I got that. So that's nice, and it'll be nice because when I've finished the sweater I'll be able to think, oh yeah, well that's the wool I got from Tallinn, so it's a bit different. And I think probably the price was reasonable. I think I ended up paying something like, I think €42 for 600 grams, so it wasn't terrible. So that's that, and that's all I bought. So I wasn't going to try and buy anything in Copenhagen because they it's quite expensive here, and also the shop I found was actually what used to be Stoff and Still, and it's now called Self-Made, but I know I can get that in the UK. And tomorrow we're off to Norway, so possible I might see something and buy it, but I think probably unlikely. I think that'll be the haul. So I thought I'd try to bring that to you before I get back, and then hopefully I'll be back very soon with another video once I get back home. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope the quality's okay. Apologies that the production value isn't going to be as high because I can't edit it in the same way as I could back home, but hopefully it'll be okay, and hopefully you'll enjoy a kind of postcard from my holiday. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoy this video, please give me a like, and if you would like to see more from me, please do consider subscribing. I've had a few new subscribers since my last video, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.